So Penny, tell us why it's important to have your horse's teeth looked at.
It's based upon the fact that we've domesticated horses, and they don't live and exist as a wild pony anymore. Therefore, they don't grind and browse and mooch about eating roughage like they would do in the wild, and therefore giving them soft concentrates and agricultural hay and access to soft grass, and also periods of time when they're in the box, or whether they're travelling or competing or whatever. There's a lot of periods of time when they're not grinding or living as they would naturally. Therefore, their teeth don't tend to wear as naturally as they should do. This results in enamel overgrowths. It can result in very sharp points that cause trauma. Also with breeding or overbreeding or crossbreeding, lots of mixtures of bloodlines and things, you're getting various imperfections that are occurring, and they're either carrying on or they are getting worse or going sometimes relatively undiagnosed. But basically some of these horses now are suffering with issues of overcrowding, or displacement of their teeth, their cheek teeth, and unless you actually look in their mouth on an oral exam, you won't see any of this. So they go relatively unseen and unknown, and these issues cause oral pain. So whether it be the simplicity of sharp points, or an overgrowth, or too many teeth, too little teeth, a displacement, these all cause oral difficulty. So we then want them to be bitted, we want them to concentrate, we want them to have headgear on, we want them to perform essentially. It doesn't matter what level it is, whether it just be pleasure or high competition. And with this kit on their faces, touching their cheeks on these sharp points, you inevitably result in soft tissue trauma. Soft tissue trauma can lead to a horse hanging on one side, throwing its head around, yawning under the bit, not going into an outline, not being able to concentrate. It has even been noted that some horses can't set off on the right leg due to lack of concentration because of oral pain. So never say never with oral discomfort, and I think, you know, once a year, or sometimes in the high performance horses that spend more time stabled, they should be done twice a year. An oral exam is priceless. Also, to check bit placement, headgear. Is the horse comfortable? Does it respond when I open the gag up? Has the horse got some certain discomfort? All these things are maybe something that you might not notice yourself when you're putting your horse's gear on in the morning and going out for a nice ride. You might not notice the horse is slightly hanging on its bit on one side, or it's chomping a little. So all these little things are things that I endeavour to get to the bottom of or look into, and I ask owners a lot of questions as well. It's all in the history. You'll find most of your answers are in what your owner is telling you about the horse, and they don't lie, horses. If they are doing something, it's usually for a reason. It's not because they are mischievous or malicious. They generally have an issue, and a lot of it can be found orally. Not to mention in other areas too. There's always a way of looking at the horse and the whole horse, but to start at the front is always a good place to start.